Next up we have our youngest entrant. In fact, this is the youngest we have every year, and it's a 7-year-old, and her name is Jessie McCormack. Thank you, Jessie.
I will be remembered by Jessie McCormack. Here I am, fighting in misery. Will I make it to famous history? Every single day I'm here would bring about my end, I fear. People are fighting, darkness is biting. Gunshots hit the air, the sound cracks inside my ear. Captain is recommending me, can't even stop for tea. We won the battle, won the war, our story shall become folklore.
So, without further ado, the first person I'd like to introduce to you today is a man called Greg Hall, who came from Devonport to see us, and he's going to read his poem, A Hotel Room in France. If you'd like to welcome Greg to the stage.
I wrote this poem on one of my, so far, many pilgrimages to the battlefields of France and Belgium. And those of you who have been there, and those of you who will go there, will know that there's an extremely strong emotional link between New Zealand and places like Messine, Passchendaele, the Somme, special towns like Lequenoir and so on. So one day, after a long day out on the battlefields, I came back to my hotel room and just wrote this very short poem to try and describe the contrast between what I was experiencing and what was experienced in 1916, 17 and 18. I came north from New Zealand like them to this foreign land. I sit in a clean hotel room, downstairs for a few francs, a cold beer in my warm hand. They sat in a mud-filled trench, watched bodies of friends decay. They saw the same green fields, and cold dread came with the day. Thank you.
I mean, knock knock.
Who's there?
Came back and forth.
Granny.
Granny who?
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 Granny.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes.
Granny who?
Granny.
Granny who?
Aunt.
Aunt who?
I'm just glad I got rid of all those grannies.